Rant summer is here. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com. We got all of your summer needs covered. From bathing suits to swim trunks, flip-flops and tote bags, towels, tanks, and muscle shirts. Oh, and you can't forget about the visors and the hats. It's lit. So head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and get your summer poppin'. You won't be disappointed. It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Money, 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 money. Oh, what's up, people? Welcome to the lunchtime rant. Yeah. So as you all know, Sean piece of shit Combs beat the rap. He beat the major charges, racketeering and conspiracy and sex trafficking. He beat those charges. He beat those 3 counts, and was found guilty of transportation and to engage in prostitution in with regard to Cassie Ventura and Jane Doe. I don't want to hear anything about 2-tier justice system with regard to niggas. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, black men have it hard. Was this like the 2025 OJ? Was that what this was? Because okay, I got the RICO thing. Okay. That was very ambitious. In my opinion, from what I was on Law and Crime every day getting the updates, ABC every day getting updates from those 2 particular networks. And from what I've heard, the case was proven, all the charges, in my opinion. Okay, the RICO was a big charge. That was big. It was big to accuse one person of RICO and then, try to build it around them. But the sex trafficking, I don't understand how they couldn't reach a guilty verdict on the sex trafficking. You literally saw a video where this man beat the brakes off of Cassie Ventura and dragged her back into a freak off that she did not want to be in. And y'all sat in that room and said, yeah, he's horrible. He's a terrible person, but still, yeah, that doesn't prove. Wow. Money can buy you a lot. I mean, I'm between annoyed and pissed off. That's where I am right now. Because I just don't understand. And count 1 got it. Okay. Again, like I said. But the other counts, nah. He should not have walked on 2 of those 4. Nah, 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 nah. But you know, I get it. All the defense has to do is raise reasonable doubt. They did their job. They did their job. They did a good job raising reasonable doubt. They did a good job, you know, poking holes in in the state's case. Um, from the recaps that I've been watching, apparently uh prosecutor who brought this forward was a little ambitious, had very big political career plans, and taking Diddy down and taking Mayor Eric Adams down was part of his plan. And obviously, the Mayor Adams thing fell through. And now, pretty much, this is a dub for Diddy. I mean, to just get a slap on the wrist for prostitution, transportation to engage in prostitution. I mean, that's a slap on the wrist. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would take that. I'm very sure he would take that. Uh, wait, hold on. Which one of these? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have no producer today, so I'm a one man band right now. So bear with me. Um, and so there are no minimum sentences on either of these uh charges. So the judge is, you know, he can follow the recommendations, or he can just do what he wants to do. In my personal opinion, I think he's gonna get about 5, maybe 6.5 years. Maybe. I do believe the sentences will probably run concurrent. I don't think they will be stacked. So meaning he won't do like 12 years for the charge, right? He'll just probably do the 5 to 6.5 years. And then he'll be a free man. I mean, he's not, how old is Diddy? 55, 56. So I mean, even 5, 6 years in prison is still a lot when you're that old, but nah. Not after what we saw. Not after what we saw. And you know, all of these pro blackity black people that are applauding this, y'all the same people that protect R. Kelly, y'all the same people that protect Bill Cosby and all of these other predators in our community because they made it. hmm Okay, they made it. Great, good for them. Just because you made it doesn't give you the privilege to abuse your power. To sit here and say that a 19-year-old girl who met, how old was Diddy? He was almost 20 years older than her, I think. So to say that she had some power in this is ridiculous. An average, you know, average financial, you know, she wasn't broke. She didn't come from poor, but she didn't come from wealthy either, right? And so to say that she had a real big card in this is stupid. She didn't. Here's a young girl with, she's not a great singer. We know this. She's not even Janet Jackson. Um and we're sitting here believing that that person with minimal talent who signed a 10 album deal only released one album, one on a 10 album deal, and basically spent the rest of her career as a artist signed to Bad Boy doing sex parties, essentially being the focal point of sex parties with your boyfriend. And then you actually see footage of her wanting to get out of it and being beat down, stomped, kicked, and dragged back into the room. I don't know how you went to bed last night, jury, and said, "Yeah, yeah, not guilty. Yeah, yeah, not guilty." Because I mean, yesterday, probably, yeah, yeah, y'all probably just had to. I understood the count one why y'all would be like there would be some sort of, you know, kerfuffle around count one because there's a lot to consider, right? And so to sit here and say that it was okay, it was right, y'all went to bed and woke up and said not guilty. But again, I get it. The bar for the prosecution, they set a very ambitious bar. I'm clear. But you can set an ambitious bar and still meet it. And I think they met it. The problem is when you're on Diddy's side and you have the means to hire very talented defense attorneys, very talented, that can poke holes in your case. Because to make it seem like, because what they use really with on the Cassie front is they pretty much made it seem like Cassie, because they shared like text messages with her saying, I love when we freak off when we both want them and stuff like that. And y'all still didn't see the power dynamic in that. I mean, I got what she said. And here's a tall tale. And she couldn't say what was she gonna say? I didn't like it. And oh yeah, she's addicted to the lifestyle. He's addicted to the lifestyle. He wasn't born into this. He went through the ranks just like everybody else. And so she becomes accustomed to a lifestyle. And because she's accustomed to a lifestyle, it's okay for her to get the brakes beat off of her. That's interesting. It's okay for her to okay. It's okay for her to show up to testify 8 months pregnant, divulging all of these details about her personal life, and y'all still didn't see it? Okay, again, for the last time, the RICO, I got it. That's a little challenging, but the other 4 counts, I don't know how y'all didn't see that. What up, Prince?
What's up? You know why they didn't see it?
Why?
Because it's Diddy, man.
Oh god.
It's Diddy. It's the same people that are still championing for R. Kelly to be released. He ain't did nothing wrong. This community, and honestly, it's not even this community, it's the community as a whole. This celebrity worship
Mhm.
is wild because honestly, a lot of people project, they see the life Diddy had and they want that. And honestly, what's scary, more scary, I think a lot of people would do the same things that Diddy did. So they want that cushion. Like, well, if I was in his position, I'll be freaky. I'll fly people out and do crazy things. And hopefully I'll be able to get off because of my money, power, and influence. That just speaks to society as a whole. Like you just said, I don't care what people say. When you're in a relationship, sometimes you're going to do things that may be quote unquote taboo to others, the freaky stuff and stuff like that. But the being beat and dragged back to a hotel, she don't want that. She
Right.
never wanted that.
Right.
And people, and you pick and choose when you want people to be victims, because Cassie was very young when she met Diddy.
19.
19 years old with a what? Then 30 something year old man?
It's like 20,
It's
25 years older or something like that.
established in the industry, powerful beyond means. You
Mhm.
don't think that was part of the allure? Let's stop acting like money and power doesn't mean anything. I don't care if you're a bright bushy tail uh young bumpkin from Idaho. It
Mm.
matters, and these men know this.
Right.
And women too, we're starting to see know this, and they use that power. But I guess because you see Cassie got the settlement, and you think and Diddy was a part of your childhood, you start rationalizing some of the things that these people be doing. The dude was a fucking monster. I don't
Right.
know what else to tell you. He was a monster.
Mhm.
Point blank period.
Facts. So I don't know how closely you followed the case, but did you get like daily updates or anything like that?
My daily updates was courtesy of AJ's Rant Room. So I never see somebody invested.
I was invested behind the scenes. I didn't do a lot of content on it,
Right.
but I was invested. Like I was every day. I get my law and crime updates and my ABC updates. Yep, ABC and law and crime kept me on, and I was just like, I didn't understand how on the sex trafficking that they couldn't reach a guilty. I don't know how. I don't know.
You know what? This is what I'm thinking, and hopefully when we talk to the barista, we'll be able to get more on it.
Mhm.
My thinking is sex trafficking is one of those things where you think of the nefarious pimp who's beating the hell out of his girls, like he
Right.
got a trough of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's this figure that nobody can quite, put hands on. He looks nefarious. He looks stank and dirty and all this stuff. When you think of sex trafficking, Diddy doesn't pop up because it's like, what 10 women wouldn't want to be Diddy and do what Diddy says? So I think a lot of people get caught up in that. But I'm
Mm,
telling you, these sex traffickers are different. They're your talent agents. They're your
mm,
people who walk through the mall handing out cars. Oh, you look like you could be a model. The next thing you know, you're strung out. You're on camera. You're doing an OF that you don't want to do. Blah blah blah. So I think that's what I think really happened when it comes to the sex trafficking. Like me personally, I think the elements were there, but like you said, Diddy got money, and those lawyers his lawyers did their job. Those text messages doesn't scream against my will. It says to the naked eye, it says, "Hey, I like being a part of this. I like doing all this."
mm.
Sometimes maybe she did.
Right. I mean, of course. I mean, just people think when you're in an abusive relationship, like every day you wake it up getting clocked upside the head. Like
Correct.
you're not. There are good times in that relationship, right? Where it like, oh, this is a good moment. This is a good day. Oh, we had a good afternoon. This was a great lunch. This was a cool dinner. We had a great freak off now. But that doesn't mean that nothing nefarious happened or that when it was bad, it wasn't really bad and that she didn't feel trapped. And that of course she's trapped because if it's kind of like what I talk about the welfare state, like you're accustomed to this lifestyle now. And if you walk away, you going back to middle class.
I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want that.
You're not walking away with like a Janet Jackson level career. Like you ain't got Janet Jackson level talent. So you could probably do a couple of tours and make some money, but to really believe that you could walk away and truly be and sustain the lifestyle you had not was never going to happen. Also, when you're dealing with a very powerful man like Diddy, who has a lot of connections, can literally get people pulled off tours if he want to, literally can stop people's bag if he want to, and you have all of these people, former members of Danity Kane, who Aubrey and Dawn talking about, oh my God, if he does not get convicted, we're all targets, you know, especially if you testified. You're now a target. And Aubrey has been vocal. She didn't testify, but she's been very vocal about Diddy and how disgusting he is. And several people in the industry have been very vocal about that. But here we go with the money and the power, and then we're going to sit here and act like this man is not going to exact revenge. And then we have at 1 p.m. today, the judge is going to decide whether he can go home and wait for the day, because he's no longer, he wasn't convicted of the serious charge, the RICO, so, and the sex trafficking, so he can go home now. So basically, so I think he might win that and he might get to go home. But and of course he's not a flight risk because he doesn't have his passport, access to his plane and all of that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know because I don't trust him. I just flat out don't trust him. I don't think he is without trying to exact revenge before he's sentenced in some way. And it doesn't have to be like violence or I'm gonna go kill you or something. It could just be little things. Don't book her on this tour. Don't book him for this commercial. Stopping people's bag, because that's really where you hurt people in this industry, when you stop their bag, when you blacklist people. And who's to know? I mean, and in your opinion, do you think what do you think what's the future now for Combs? Because he's not obviously not going to be in there for life. He might get max 6.5 years. So what do you think? Will he still be like puff puff, or will he be like, okay, we know who you are, but you're not as powerful?
I think it'd be a hybrid.
Hmm.
We know who you are, but you're not as powerful, meaning a lot of people are going to separate themselves from Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
but he still has a net worth of over $700 million. He still has a legacy.
Hmm.
He still has publishing and whatever up the yin yang.
Right.
He's still Sean Diddy Combs. So that's why I say it's going to be a hybrid. He's not going to be as powerful,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still going to wield power. And let's be honest, there's still going to be people that's in Diddy's corner in the industry because
Of
he
course.
made a lot of people rich and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that's more powerful than him. So they're going to be like, "Hey, I'm on those tapes. I may have done something." Or they may just, some people really just may see Diddy as a good dude who's just a little freaky, and you can't say nothing about him. And we've all ran across people like that, AJ, where you're like, I just don't see what you see in this person. They be like, you don't know him like I know him. He made a mistake. He's a good person. He's this, he's that. So will he be as powerful? No. But he, like I said, he's still Diddy. He's still gonna have that money. He's still gonna have access to things that other people don't. And let's be honest, that's going to be alluring. I could guarantee you this: he ain't gonna stop dating. Please. Matter of fact, I bet you his people got people lined up the on this tour to make him look good, to make him look better, to make him look in a better light. All this stuff is already written. That's why I think he will be allowed to go home,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's going to serve time.
Oh, he's gonna
So
serve
it's going to
time.
be either or. I don't
Right.
think they're going to keep him and then make him serve time. I think they're going to let him go home,
Mm-hmm.
do everything, and then he's going to have to start serving his time. But I did want to touch on something real quick, AJ, when you said people think that you just get up every day and you get clocked in the head and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, for those who don't know, I'm a retired police officer. When I go on a DV and I'm literally hearing the woman scream on the phone saying, police, get here, he's trying to kill me, he's trying to kill me, we get there, we start putting hands on the very person that's trying to kill her. She jumps on us.
Wow.
Get off of him. Don't do that. I just wanted him to stop. I don't want him hurt. So I'm telling you, when you assume that these victims were complicit, well, why didn't they just leave? Why didn't they do this? These abusers are master manipulators.
Yeah.
They are, when I tell you, they don't even sometimes have to touch these victims. Like, you ain't going nowhere. Who gonna want you? That's why they isolate and they destroy.
Yep.
Because they make their victims feel like that you are the only person that will ever understand them, will take them, and will accept them. And the alternative of them leaving that scares them, so they stay with the devil they know. So while y'all are all saying, oh yeah, Cassie was down with this, blah 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 blah, yes, but she also was an abuse victim. She's also an abuse survivor. You dummies. It's not as simple as you think. Well, why didn't she just leave? Well, why don't some of you just leave work? Why don't some of you just leave Burger King or McDonald's or Domino's or stop driving Uber Eats? Oh, because the alternative is not good, right? So magnify that by somebody who goes above your head. Oh, and by the way, also at the same time shows you a lifestyle that you will never, ever see in your life again.
Ever.
And
Ever?
let's throw in 3 or 4 abortions on top of that.
Damn. Jeez. Also, people don't understand, by the time you get to the physical stuff, they already got you mentally. Because it starts psychological. Like, they have to warp you in and you have to buy in. Because if you go on the first date and get popped upside the head, you're probably not going to stay.
No, you're
But
like, what?
but
No.
but once
Hit me.
you see what I can do for you, what you have access to, a 10 album deal. Oh, great. He has all this power. He get my videos played. He can produce the best music videos, give me the best choreographers, the best producers, the best songwriters. You can give me the best of the best of the best. And that's how they get you in there. And then once they get you in there, and now you're like, well, maybe it's not that bad. I mean, you literally start justifying the behavior.
Rationalizing the hell out of being
We've
abused.
seen it a million times in the Tina Turner movie. Like that's the template for abusive relationships. Nicole Brown Simpson is another example of a woman in a terribly abusive relationship. And the fact that the jury couldn't see past the N word to convict her killer is crazy to me. I'm But anyway, we're not going to talk about OJ because I could go. That's another rabbit hole I could go down.
You and me both.
All right, so I think this video, because I didn't label the video, so it might be wrong, but I think this is the moment the verdict was announced on Law and Crime. Hold on.
Sean Combs being found guilty on the most serious charge of racketeering.
Okay, so he made a mistake here.
A big one.
Right. So that's when I text y'all, oh my God, he got fucking, and then kind of find out he misspoke. So this was after they got the verdict. So I believe Dawn, I think, is her name Dawn? I believe so.
Conspiracy. But Candace, as you look at
Candace, of course, her name is Candace.
The not guilty verdict, what could the prosecution look back on and think maybe we should have done that to build a stronger case to maybe get a conviction on this?
Listen, the prosecution put on a very good case. Let's remember that there were no witnesses that the defense even chose to put on. They just said, you know what, you didn't make your case. The prosecution, I would think, if they were going to look back, I don't know, would they do something with Christina Coram? Maybe take that chance. Would they do something with this plethora of security guards that we know were within Sean's orbit that knew everything? Because we know Sean wasn't driving himself to places, Sean wasn't getting candles, and Sean wasn't picking up Astroglide. Are these the people that we should have heard from? Because certainly being in the gallery, these are the people that I wanted to hear from. Would they have provided some glue to any of this? I think that that's something to take into consideration. Who were the people that we have heard all throughout this trial, but we didn't bring? Could they have made a difference?
Sidebar. It's just funny to see these really professional people say Astroglide and baby oil.
Just throwing words out there like, man, I went to Harvard.
Right, and freak offs and hotel nights. And I'm like, it's just so weird to see these really professional people say. But do you think she was right, Prince? Like I think there should have been, especially the that main assistant. Why I would have taken the risk.
I think it was a calculated risk, but I really think that these people that they wanted the security, I think they probably thought the jury would have looked at them too. Like, so you've seen all this death, destruction, sexual abuse, and you were okay. And I think they didn't want them to get up there and get picked apart. So they was like, you know what? We're not willing to take that risk. I would have probably gotten the one or two that were the best, somebody, but obviously what they just felt like it just was not gonna work in their favor. And I mean, it was a risk. It was a risk that they were willing to take, and now in hindsight, it was probably wrong per se. But again, I got to talk to the barista. But AJ, think about it, man. Like, these people were there when this stuff was going on.
Right.
And it's like, but you saw this stuff and you didn't do anything. And I'm wondering if they're thinking the jurors will feel the same way. Like, yo, you saw all this and now you want to speak out on it? Now you want to speak out on it.
Yeah, now. I would have brought them all in. I'm pretty sure they were questioned or whatever or something.
Of course, you want to go scorched earth.
And
you ain't shit.
listen.
It ain't my freedom.
I've had friends who were signed, and I've had friends who have firsthand accounts of working with this man. So I'm a little annoyed. But that's the industry side of it. That has nothing to do with this case. But just to know that he is a piece of shit human being all around, and he got a slap on the wrist, and he's in the court cheesing and pumping his fist, and looking at his family, thank you, thanking the jury and everything. I was like,
That's the narcissistic sociopathic side of who Diddy is. Like, you would have think you should have been stoic at that point, because you still have the sentencing. So the
Right.
judge is looking like, oh, you think you won?
Oh snap.
Get
She
so
got
happy when I see
she
her.
got a professional swoop. Look at the
I know.
professional swoop.
Got the professional comb over. Let's go.
Listen,
You got the good tape on that wig. Let's go.
see, yeah, it's good stuff.
I can't.
What are we talking about? I was just listening.
So what are your thoughts on the I was saying that I was surprised that the sex trafficking they didn't get a guilty on that. Are you surprised by that?
No,
Really?
I'm actually surprised he was found guilty at all.
Really?
Yeah, because generally, if they don't get you for the big charge, like the racketeering,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to find you not guilty on everything else.
Mm.
So I think that the disappointing part of this is they started dropping charges because they knew the case was weak. What they should have done was they should have really built a case against him and then
Mhm.
allowed, even if it took time, right? And then allowed it all to play out. When the defense didn't call any witnesses, that let you know just how weak that case was.
Jeez.
This was by far, of all the things they could have brought forward, there was a handful of witnesses. They banked everything on Cassie. They put their
Mhm.
whole case on that. Not guilty.
Jeez.
Racketeering, not guilty. Sex trafficking, not guilty. Oh, you paid an escort and took him across state line. Oh, okay. So has the judge on this case. So has the attorneys on this case. Everybody's done it.
Ooh.
They've all done it. Just because we don't know about it, they've
Even
done
from
it.
New Jersey to New York. Let me say.
Wait a minute. Why is New Jersey? Why is New Jersey in this? New Jersey ain't got shit to do with this.
So, like, when you think about even what they found him guilty of,
Mhm.
it's a baby crime, and he probably, if I'm being honest, will get time served. The 10
About-
months, he'll get out and go be on probation.
You're thinking probation?
Yeah, he'll get time served. The 10 months he's been locked up.
Okay. The law and crime people and Megyn Kelly think he's going to get a minimum of 5 years, and then and for each charge, but they'll run concurrent. They won't be stacked.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I said that, like, even in our text, I say he'll probably do 5 years.
mhm.
I don't think so.
Really?
Because he has no past. He has no crime in his past. And because
Well, he
these were
has
the
crimes in his past.
you know what I mean. He ain't been convicted of no
I
crimes.
know,
Let's
I
put it that
know,
way.
I know, I know.
So because he hasn't been, and because these were the lesser of the crimes, these were like the baby crimes.
Right.
It's like you couldn't even find him guilty on the real charges. What are
Mm.
we doing? Why are we keeping him here? Why are we gonna make him serve any time? What are we really doing?
Mm.
So I don't 5 years. That I said that in the text message, but I don't think he'll do 5 years. I think he'll do time served. I'd be shocked if he got any more than that. Maybe a year or two. They might even. We're waiting to see if they're going to release him on bond.
Mhm. We get
For
that at 1
sentencing.
o'clock. Yeah. So
He'll probably get released because what threat is he now?
I think he's a
This
big
was just
threat.
this was a horrible case at the federal level.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
I'm not
don't
a
you don't
barista, so you know.
you don't come to the federal level. I mean, their conviction rate is like 90 something percent,
90%. Yep, especially in Southern District of New York.
and this is what we got with all those tapes. What happened to the minors?
Right.
That was the case. Like, he was supposed to have trafficked minors.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to all these celebrities that were abused at these freak offs? Like,
Mm.
we got Cassie, who on digital print looked like she enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Barista. Okay, so we did a lot. Remember, we did a stream when the video dropped. the one where he dragged her in the hotel or whatever.
Mhm.
So how could you watch that and not that wouldn't fall under sex trafficking? She was fleeing a freak off and being dragged back into it.
So she says.
Oh.
You see, AJ, this is why I said they took that calculated risk and not putting the security guards and stuff on it. If Ink right now is saying the one that's supposed to be the surprise, the surprise, quote unquote, air quotes, abuse victim gets a so she says, imagine security,
Ooh.
drivers, party people. They're gonna
Right.
be like, so you say you got to ask the grind against Diddy. Well, what were you doing there? Why didn't you call 911? Blah 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 blah.
But I think Capricorn Clark, one of his former assistants, she was really compelling on the stand.
It's the problem is it's hearsay. Like it's these types of cases are hard to prove, right? So there had to like especially at the racketeering level. I mean, when you're talking about a RICO charge, where's the bank statements? Where's the movement of money? I don't need people to tell me. I need you to show me. That's really what it amounts to, right? I don't need one witness. Where's the bank? Where's the CPA? Where's the accountant? Where's whoever? Like, you own a laundromat? Like, what are we doing?
Because normally when you see like a lot of the RICO cases, they always show those gratuitous, the table with millions of dollars on the table, guns. They flipped an accountant, like Ink said. They flipped somebody that used to carry the money to launder the money. Like you got so many people. They had none of that with Diddy.
They had the guns. I don't think they had a lot of the money. The transactions weren't there. They weren't
That's what
enough
they
of
want.
them. Right?
Guns doesn't mean RICO.
I know, but you know.
You know
also,
what it is?
Uh-huh.
I know you want, like, so many of us wanted him to be found guilty, right? We know for a fact that he's doing heinous things to people. We know this.
All right.
The problem is proving it. And because he didn't talk, right? He didn't say anything. And the people that were on these tapes didn't say anything. We have another Epstein moment. We have a whole list of people.
Right.
They trafficked all these young girls to an island.
Boys too.
Who? Where? To who?
Right.
Who are the people?
Who are the people?
How do you know they did it if you don't have none of the people? Why are you not arresting the people? Right? So there's so much money wrapped up in this, and they did it for views, like you said about OJ, right? Horrible. This was like a state case, essentially. This is like a state would do. Like you'd
Not
be like
district court.
Not
what?
district court. All right, so let's watch this little moment from Megyn Kelly's recap.
Was she taking a break from talking about Meghan Markle?
Shut up. You know what? We not too much. Not too much.
I know you like.
That's very interesting, and he's probably going to win that, I think. We'll see. Bringing in now Arthur Aidala, famed criminal defense attorney, but also has a history as a prosecutor back when he was younger. Just got off of the Harvey Weinstein trial himself. And your reaction, Arthur, to the breaking news that Sean Combs basically won this case, but for 2 prostitution counts.
It's a tremendous victory. And here's why I'm personally happy. The prosecutor who brought the case, Damian Williams, I don't think he was a good guy. I don't think he was a good U.S. attorney in the Southern District. I think his personal ambitions just clouded his judgment. I mean, he was going around telling people quietly that he was positioning himself to run for president of the United States. Jesus. And he wanted to bring down Combs. He wanted to bring down the mayor of the city of New York. That was his ambition. And the conviction rates are so high in the Southern District that once you get indicted, it's over 90% when you go to trial. So this is a huge victory for the defense, for Sean, because there's no mandatory minimum. You know, you and I spoke yesterday. All these other counts, the judge, if it was his uncle, has to send him to prison, but that's not the case here. However, I don't think this judge is going to give him a walk in the park either. he's definitely giving him jail time. The judge is allowed to take into consideration all of the factors he heard during this trial, even the ones he was acquitted of. I was involved in a case where it was a murder case in federal court. The guy was acquitted of the murder, but there was a drug aspect of it that he was convicted of. He should have gotten 3 or 4 years, and the judge gave him the maximum with all the enhancements. And she put on the record, I'm taking into account all the facts I heard about the murder. So Sean Combs could be home in a very short amount of time, or he could, I think it's up to 10 years that he can be sentenced to. So if you're the defense attorney, though, Megan, you're very satisfied with the outcome of this case.
You're thrilled. You can't say thrilled because your client did get found guilty on 2 counts, but you're thrilled.
No, you're
I mean,
thrilled.
this is a huge, huge win.
Hold on, y'all. Stop talking. All right. There we go. Wait, I lost.
You pissed me off.
Why?
Like, nobody cares about your personal feelings about the prosecutor. He wasn't a good guy.
But that's part of what you said, though, Prince. That it was ambitious. They overplayed their hand, and this is probably a factor in why they did it, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I would have wanted him to just start talking the facts, not come in emotionally about the guy not being a good guy, because I don't know the guy from a can of paint. So everything after you say now is tainted. Now it's like, well, we clearly know who you like and what side you're on. It was just I'm just annoyed with Megan right now. I'm sorry.
I could say this. You hear something? I could say this. The real reality is Diddy won.
Mm-hmm.
And any victim that there was lost. Like, this case did nothing for them. And people always forget the burden of proof is on the prosecution.
Yeah,
That's where it lies. They have to prove the case, and they didn't. It was poor. Now, do I think this judge is going to take into account all the other charges? Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I think the judge is agitated and irritated like all of us. I think the judge sees all of the things that they did wrong, all the things they didn't handle correctly, all the evidence they left out on the table. I'm telling you, they thought Cassie was going to be the deal breaker because she had that video. They saw him being heinous, all of these things. But the reality is he's been basically convicted of paying for an escort.
Being a freak. That's it.
Jeez.
What do we do with that?
So, do you think Diddy will change his behavior going forward, or just keep the prostitutions within state lines?
No, he'll probably lie low now, right? For 4 minutes. If we're lucky, he'll do the exact same thing again, only sloppier.
Like OJ?
Yes,
OJ
when he went to get back his stuff at the hotel, and they was like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Right. Correct. We can hope he does something stupid like that, and then gets caught up again, right? And then they can really take him down. That's the hope. But now he'll probably just have a whole bunch of middlemen. He'll keep his hands super clean, and they'll go down for his crimes. I don't see him changing.
They've been doing that for years. People have been going down for his crimes for years.
Yeah. I mean, they even thought they would get him for like the car exploding, and you know what I mean? Like the problem is the case that they brought wasn't about abuse. It wasn't like they would have been better off charging him with abuse, but then Cassie got paid off, so she couldn't press charges. Like, there was all these things that kind of hindered this case, but the racketeering was the way that they got it into federal court. That was the case. It was a RICO charge. That's how they got into federal court.
Jeez.
And we get paying an escort.
And transporting them.
That's what we got. Okay, well, you could have left that at the state level and let them do what they was going to do with that.
Right.
But instead, you brought a RICO case against him to bring it to the federal level because you thought you had some power there. And we got paying an escort.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
Could have wrote a citation.
After watching him kick this girl like a dog
Mm-hmm.
on video. We saw it. We all saw it. Not guilty.
So
Wow.
So
So
who
the,
do
the
oh.
count pertaining to her, not guilty.
Wow.
I think it was count 3.
Yep.
Not guilty. 5 counts. 2 was that the escort,
The escort.
the
2 was-
man, whatever.
Mhm.
It's funny as it's the Man Act.
Yeah, the Man
That's
Act.
hilarious in itself.
And
but
then the count 1, the racketeering, which is how they got in federal court, the big one that could have got him life. That charge, the sex trafficking, and that could have got him life in prison.
Well, he needs life in prison, but you know.
That he's gonna go back home to all his money. He's gonna live his life. Let's just say he gets 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What's 5 years? You're gonna blink and he's gonna be back at home.
What is he? 56 now? 55? How old is he? Diddy?
he's not that old, is he?
Waste of time. It's very
He's
disappointing.
55. God damn.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
It's very disappointing. Okay, so what? He's 55. He gets out at 60.
Oh, I typed in sissy by mistake.
He's 55. Sissy, I can't.
Yeah, I fat fingered it.
But you know what I'm saying though? It's like, what did we really? What did we really gain? So it's whatever.
Who do you think interviews him first, Gail?
He's probably gonna write a book and tell him how they mistreated a black man and how he was innocent and they only came after him because he had power and money and people hated him. I mean, I'm sure we'll hear some lovely story.
They came after him because he was a black man. You're abusing mostly black people, and we're supposed to stand on your side. Okay. Nothing to see here.
I ain't never seen
remember,
him. Go ahead.
we thought about talking about this before, remember? And we said, oh,
And
we
we
might
was
as well
gonna
wait.
wait. Yeah.
Let it all play out, see what the verdicts are. This is why. What have I been saying all along?
It's
There's
weak.
no case.
You said it was
Case
weak.
is very weak. I said that. I told you guys. I thought he'd be found not guilty. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even think he'd get it guilty at all. And generally, once they don't find, and what's interesting is that they had those other ones, but they couldn't figure out the racketeering. Because so usually, the way that would work is that he was guilty of all charges. They were struggling because basically without racketeering, you couldn't get the other ones. That's why the trafficking and all that was not guilty, because they needed that racketeering to bring it all together.
Gotcha.
And that's why they only got the Man Act, the 2.
Man Act.
So that's why you saw the way it went out. That's because of the racketeering was the one that was the heavy one. So that lets you know. They talked about how the jurors responded, that they were just like bored. They were rolling their eyes. They had their eyes closed. They didn't care. They were just bored.
You know what we need, right?
What?
We need Bill Cobb.
Oh, Lord.
Huffy Combs.
Whatever.
Your soul's required in hell.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, well, in
Movie
11
trivia.
minutes, the judge will decide if Puff is going home.
In 11 minutes?
Yeah. They said 1
Okay.
o'clock Eastern time. They'll let us know.
I think he should go home. Put him on house arrest or whatever.
Right.
See you later. I mean,
I said put the monitor on his dick.
think about how many people have gotten away with crimes.
Oh,
Because
many people get away with crimes. Yeah.
you have money. If he didn't have this legal team,
Oh, please.
oh, they would have found him guilty.
Absolutely.
I would, as soon as the defense said, "Oh, we're not calling any witnesses," I was like, "God, dog,
Yeah.
this is gangster, right?"
They was gonna. Yeah.
There's nothing
Gangster.
here. There's nothing here. We're good.
There's nothing. They knew it.
But Law and Crime kept saying that there was a strong, they built a strong case. Megyn Kelly said they built a strong case. ABC said they built a strong case. So all the people I'm following on this are saying that there's a strong case here. I think Law and Crime.
Law.
The only person I listen to was right all along. So you gonna learn. Come on over to this side.
Tell him, Prince.
It's what Law and Crime said is what they would have liked to have seen in the closing argument for the state was, I guess, more theatrics, I guess, if you will. And they said that the defense was more theatrical, more Johnny Cochran-ish, I guess. And they it was very detailed, it was very thorough, but it was just very boring how they presented it. And I was like, okay, you got to put on a musical theater set to convince a jury? Like, I'm listening to the information. You could be boring, but just give me the information I need.
Isn't that one of the things where you have to read the room and like Ink said, if the jurors are rolling their eyes, you got to pivot.
Well, I
Get
think
into a musical number.
okay, so think about it like this. Like when the case starts and they give you your opening statements, they tell you what they're going to do in the case. They tell you what they're going to prove. They tell all that is given to the jurors out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Then the case starts and you get none of that.
Jeez.
Like people were waiting on all these witnesses to be called, like all these different people and you got none of that. Again, they banked their case on Cassie and the video. And the
Okay.
video. That's what they thought would suck everybody in emotionally and be like, "Ooh." But what they should have did was they should have burned the entire industry down. They had all the videos.
All the videos.
They had all this. Instead, we're talking about him being a freak, liking baby oil, being bisexual, essentially. Like
Lots of baby oil.
Well, let me look lots of it. Well, let me ask this: if you say they should have burned the industry down, but those industry people have powerful attorneys too. So if you're like, hey, I got Bobo Jenkins on this tape, and I'm thinking about doing this, that lawyer's like, yeah, well.
So you know where the racketeering, you know where the trafficking came from?
Where?
Those tapes.
Oh.
That's where it came from. So that charge came from those tapes. All those raids they did all those raids to build a case on a video they got from the security guy who recorded it because his wife didn't believe it. Only video
we
we
gotta
saw.
talk about these people that you be hiring. Like, what's the purpose of a job if you really not gonna do the job?
Okay, but that's the only video we got. Think about it, right? All those videos they seized. There was nothing.
And we got the one we already saw.
Yeah, they got nothing.
Wow.
And so then why did we bring a case? From what we understood, there was minors involved. Remember when all this was unfolding?
Mm-hmm.
They might be adults now, but at the time they were minors.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
What happened to all of that? We literally got the one thing that showed up from the raid was baby oil. They said this man had cameras in every room, bathrooms, everywhere. And
God,
the evidence we got from the raid was baby oil. Shut up. That's what we got. So we had in this entire case an assistant, like all these disgruntled people fired, no longer work there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had Cassie, who on paper looked like she was having a good time because she was manipulated and brainwashed. Right? She was made to believe she was having a good time.
She was high.
Let's be honest, right? That this was normal and she should enjoy it. And that's what we saw on text, right? So on a digital print, that's what we got. So we got you saying that he trafficked her, but she's saying she enjoyed it and wanted to do it and was reaching out to him. She even testified to that she said that, you know. And then we got a Jane Doe. And we got this other person who the escorts that he took across the state lines. We ain't got no accountant. We ain't got no bookie. We ain't got no limousine driver.
Cash app, no debit card, no nothing.
Nothing.
Jeez.
So
we got the 100,000. We got the 100,000 for the video in the hotel.
That's not racketeering.
I know, but I was just
it's a bribe.
I'm saying they were able to, prove that.
And just 100K, whoever sold that video, you stupid. I would have been like, I would have Googled his net worth, be like, nah. Shoot me now or
Right.
give me 7
Like,
figures.
nah,
Okay.
nigga, you're gonna have to retire me if you want this video.
If you want this video.
TMZ
But I mean,
pay more than this.
right. So like when you stop and you think about like this entire case and everything that we saw, it was based on these women basically
Mhm.
who were mistreated by him. That was that was evident, like that happened. But there was no proof that he actually trafficked anyone. There was no proof that he took somebody. Somebody paid him to go get somebody to bring that person there. But we already know that's what these white parties were.
Right.
And it wasn't people like normal people. It was industry people, young talent people. That's who was being trafficked. That's who was getting these things done. So maybe there is no money trail. Maybe it's only your album got released.
Power and favors. Mm-hmm.
Maybe there was no money.
Well, they kept saying everything that he paid, that they said he paid for, went through Bad Boy, and then were reimbursed the people. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
normal.
Right.
So now we
If you
gotta
have a
look.
business, right? If you have a
Mhm.
company, the company gets the money, you write a check to yourself. You pay yourself from the company. You're an employee of your company.
Right.
So you told us that he had this detail. I mean, if we look back at the indictment, you told us that there was this in detail thing of how you tracked the money and what he did with the money. Okay,
Mm.
but where we didn't get that.
So
We didn't get none of that. Like, how did you figure out in that indictment that he did X, Y, Z? That's how you got the court. That's how you got to this level. So how did you get there to get that indictment? What was the evidence you presented at that time to get the indictment? And then they dropped
True.
all those charges because they knew. They were trying to simplify it. So he had 5 counts, and again,
Mm.
I'll just focus on the fact that he paid an escort.
5 counts and bought a whore.
Okay.
It's-
So wait, isn't
Yep.
that's a cuck, right? Like you watch your girlfriend
yeah,
get
it's cut.
plowed
Yeah,
out.
cuckold. Yep.
I mean, whatever, do you? But I'm just saying.
Ain't no do you.
um,
I would, man.
Listen,
I've
that's
thought
like,
of 300 ways to take out people that I think may have made my wife smile before me.
again,
There's no way.
That's your prism. That's your prism. We've talked about this. Just because you don't like it,
I
don't mean
got it.
someone else don't.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
So I was like,
To each
okay,
their own.
he's a freak. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, that's not a crime. That's just a freak. So
Apparently, it is a crime.
Jesus.
I mean, all that baby oil, isn't that trafficking? Like that gotta be like hoarding, like a felonious hoarding. Like it was during the pandemic. Like people need those supplies. Like, come on, man, you gotta get creative.
Well, you remember they thought that there was like drugs inside of the baby oil. That's why he used so much baby oil. Like there was like I just feel like there was so much to this case that we never got, that we heard
Right.
about in the beginning and then the indictment phase. But then once it started to play out, it didn't happen.
They should have subpoenaed Johnson and Johnson.
Oh,
Shut up.
Jesus.
Do we have a verdict?
Oh, I'm trying to see because
I mean,
it's 1 o'clock now, so I'm trying to see if he's
well, they have to
going
come.
home.
Well, don't they have to come back and give their cases at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, true.
They have to
That's-
plead the case
Yeah, true.
at
That.
1. Okay. Well, are you gonna ride it out? You gonna wait?
Hell no, I'm not waiting.
Oh.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Let's be easy.
No,
Let's be
nah,
easy.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Damn, it's like that.
Yeah, you know,
Jesus.
don't nothing change.
Ain't nothing change. Ain't nothing change.
But to be honest, like again, I find it hard to believe when you're somebody of that stature and that much money and that much power. Like I hate to say it, but he's gonna be fine. They literally paraded Robert Kelly after everybody saw and heard what he did. He still made what, 6 more albums? Was hanging around people in the industry,
Did
doing
duets with
concerts,
everybody.
writing songs for everybody. So again, Diddy's gonna be okay. The only thing we know now, they're gonna get these memes off. Like whenever he do something or say something, they gonna have comments about it. Other than that, he's gonna be just fine.
So do
Well, I
y'all
think.
think? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, AJ. What
No,
was I
no, go
saying?
ahead,
Do
go
we
ahead.
think what? Oh, I was just gonna say that to piggyback off of what Prince said. People will forget this even happened,
Mm,
right? And then people who supported him will just be like, "See, it was nothing.
wow.
You made this big deal out of it. He just got charged with paying an escort. How many people have paid an escort? How many people have done this? Blah, 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 right? That's what's dangerous about these types of cases. If
Mm,
you're going to bring somebody this high profile to the federal level, that shit better be solid.
facts.
That no loopholes. Because if they had been able to get him on racketeering and sex trafficking, it would have crumbled the industry.
Mm,
All of the stuff would have slowly started to unfold. We would have a lot of things would have got exposed. The problem is, if you expose one, you have to expose them all. And that's why he's going to walk. Now
jeez.
they're going to blame the prosecution. Oh, they did a crappy job. No, this was all political.
Mm,
He was never going to get convicted. It was never going to happen. It's the same thing they did to Donald Trump, right? You trump up shit, you bring bullshit. What did they tell? Oh, he did this, that, and the third, and then we get there, nothing.
mm,
It's a bunch of bullshit. It's just to make you believe they're investigating these horrific, horrible people who are doing these horrific, horrible things to people. Justin Bieber, where he at? Silent
as a
Millions and millions of
mouse,
dollars.
on his farm,
crying
off
every
some
3 minutes
Standing on business.
and praying.
right, right, and raising a baby, right? Like the people who were really harmed by this probably
Mm,
were like, please just
Let it go
let it
away.
go. Like, I don't want
mm,
my whole life brought up in a courtroom and exposed because then I have to deal with that today. I've moved past it. I've healed. I'm over here. Let it be over here. And that's why some things are better left unsaid, right? Some things are just better left alone. I'm sorry. You were never going to get him on racketeering and you were never going to get him on sex trafficking if you didn't expose the entire industry in the process and all of those people he hurt. And now, guess what? Like you said, he grinning.
yes,
His
grinning,
mother's like, I'm so happy. We're
fist
so
pumping.
happy.
I was like, is
We're
she?
so happy. We're so happy. You're happy. And we heard the things that she even did. Nasty, vile human.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't no
It
better.
always goes back.
That was in the
You know?
contract for the artists, for the Bad Boy artists to get their publishing back. Was that was in the NDA? You can't disparage Sean Combs, his mama, or his son Justin, and Bad Boy Entertainment, and a whole bunch of other things related to Diddy. So it's
Just to get a chance to make 10 extra cents a year.
right to
And
get
I'm
Well,
not.
glad they
It's
all
only
turned that shit down.
$900 a year.
Yeah.
$900.
well,
Jesus.
Aubrey O'Day said she's leaving the country.
Oh, she said that. I don't blame
She
her.
said if he's found not guilty, she goes, I'm leaving the country.
I don't blame her. I mean,
Mhm.
this man he got goons everywhere. Like you could literally just be minding your business, going for a hike, bam, snatched up. So yeah, who wants to live like that after you done did all this foul stuff and now you get to make my life hell after it? Come on now.
And you know what, too? If they weren't going to really do it right, they should have never asked these people to testify and put their lives at risk.
Right,
They should have never done it.
right.
So these people come, they tell their story, they tell this information for what? For you to fumble?
Bigly.
Not once, not twice, not 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
You know
disgusting.
who didn't want this to end, right?
Who?
Tyler Perry, because we focused on you now. It's
His
your
turn.
turn, Tyler.
His turn.
Oh, Tyler. I mean, he's another one, but
And you know what I'm going to need people to do? Can you
Yes.
start telling us right when it happens, not 17 years later?
I
When you broke
agree there. I agree
and don't
there.
have no money.
Okay,
you
so
tell
you
us
in
when
the
it's
thick
happening?
of your career, you gonna say something in the middle of your career?
Yeah,
You gonna destroy your entire future over
it's already
something
just
he
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 just
may
destroyed his future. He
he
ain't got no
may
money. That's why he doing it.
he may or may not get convicted of. Now look, imagine you one of the people who threw your thing away before you even got off the ground, and now you testifying in a trial that he's not even gonna get convicted in.
Mm.
Then why say anything at all?
Oh, I need some money now. You got to pay me.
But
But he does have all these civil cases coming up too. So
Mhm.
it's not like he's out of the woods legally just yet either. So
Who did he?
yeah,
Who cares?
we got some
Check,
lawsuits
Write a
coming up.
check.
check.
It'll settle, and he'll write a check, and it'll go away. Again, who cares?
Hmm.
That's what they want. They want to write you a check. They just want to pay you to shut up.
What did Eminem say? I'll buy you an outfit. I'll smile
Yeah,
in the courtroom and buy you an outfit.
Oh,
that's what they want. They
Damn.
want you to shut up. They're paying
Mm-mm-mm.
you to shut up. That's what he wanted all along. He wanted to just pay you to go away. I'll write you a check. Sure. How many millions? No problem. I got you.
Jeez.
And guess what? All the people he didn't tell on, they writing him checks.
Hmm.
All the people he didn't call out, they're writing him checks. All the people he didn't take down, they're writing him checks.
Yo.
They probably paid for his legal team. He probably didn't even pay for that.
Jeez.
That's real talk. So I don't this it's corrupt from the top to the bottom. Everybody is connected. It's a high power industry. Sex trafficking is high power.
Hmm.
It's being funneled. Every single politician at this point is Tony.
He ain't lying.
Well, we all
Well,
know that Trump case was bullshit.
but here's the difference. You ready? They
Well,
found him guilty to keep him out of the White House.
that worked.
Well, didn't it?
Actually,
That's the difference. That's what people don't understand. What they were doing to Trump was to keep him out of the White House. It wasn't really about him being guilty. They
made him
just
more
didn't want him in the
popular.
White House. Yeah.
Dummies.
Right. Exactly. You
Yep.
made me more popular.
Well, nobody knows how that child is, to be honest. So
Mm.
we don't. I mean, she's been 18. Let me stop.
Well, and you have to understand something too. Like Jay-Z dating Beyonce at 16, her parents allowed that.
Right.
So the idea of these cases is not
I
to
don't believe the woman is as
is
young as
what?
people try to make her seem to be.
Beyonce?
Who?
Yeah.
What do you think? She's
Oh.
60 now?
No, maybe 57. Not quite 60, but 57.
She's 2 years younger than Janet Jackson. Come on now, she ain't that.
I mean,
old.
listen.
She ain't that old.
I just think that like when people like even like Lynn saying that Jay-Z dated Beyonce, this says nothing. This is not the same.
Mhm.
The idea of this case at a RICO charge was to say he was funneling money through a company that he was using to sex traffic people
Mm.
and then sending the money out. The laundromat money.
Right.
The
The
laundromat,
cartel,
Arby's.
trafficking in $2.5 billion worth of, cocaine through the laundromat,
The window
back
repair
out.
company.
Not
Right.
window repair. The tent company.
The body shop.
That's what the mob used to use. They used to get the contracts with the projects to replace
Yeah.
the windows.
And they
that
replace
was how
shit.
that's how they was funneling money.
Right. So, the body shops, the oil tires, whatever, right?
corner
It's all,
stores.
right? It's all the bodegas, whatever, right? It's all going like this, right? That's what the RICO charge is. That's why the mob used to get charged with that all the time. These high power RICO charges is because that's what they were doing. They were doing illegal stuff, cleaning the money, bringing it back out.
John Gotti forever.
So now we
Right.
just got to go back to when, because there was a streak where Bad Boy was releasing some terrible music. There's your Rico right there. Because there's no way some of them damn songs that was being released, some of them groups he was signing off on, there's your Rico right there. Fine. What was the name of that boy band he had? They were awful.
Was it O-Town?
No. O-Town was with Pearlman. He
Yeah,
passed.
yeah,
He
yeah,
got
yeah,
him
yeah.
on Rico.
Lou Pearlman. Yeah,
Lou
yeah,
Pearlman. They got that's a good documentary too, by
that
the way.
is.
Make sure y'all see that.
Yes, two of them. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, find that bad music, and that's when the Rico began.
Bad music to you, that was personal. Bad music to
Right.
you.
Exactly.
Somebody else liked it. Okay. Somebody else enjoyed Chopper.
Mm-mm. Well, could the state go after Diddy at this point? I mean, it
No.
was a federal charge. So it's not double jeopardy.
No. They would be stupid.
Hmm.
No, nobody's gonna play with that because if they couldn't find him guilty there, how are they gonna find him guilty? Like
But what if the state is willing to burn down the industry?
they would have done it already.
Oh, okay.
At the federal level was the best place to do it if you were gonna burn it down. That was like the best place, right? You had
Right.
the power at that level. It was just dumb because they fabricated a RICO charge to get it to the federal level for what? Like, if you're not going to present the evidence, like, you need to, like, that foundation needed to be very clear.
Hmm.
It started here, and then it went here, and then they got it here, which brought it back to here. See?
Right. Jeez.
You don't get to go like this and be like, well, we don't need the other lines. We just need one. We don't need to connect all the dots. We just need to connect two of the dots. No. You have to connect all of the dots.
Right.
And then you say, even if you didn't name them, you say, if you see right here, they had a freak off, whatever. And then you
Mhm.
can see that the money went like this. And there were women that were brought in, right? Nope. I mean, if you can find, what was that stupid bitch's name? Guilty at the
Who?
federal level without indicting one person that she trafficked anybody to,
Oh, Ghislaine.
that
Ghislaine
bitch.
Maxwell.
Just
Yeah.
Ghislaine
So if you can
Maxwell,
find
yeah.
her guilty without showing who she trafficked the people to, we didn't get one name.
One name.
We didn't get one.
Not there.
They found her guilty of trafficking to the island. So apparently the island did all the damage. It was the private jet and the island that did everything to the people.
Why didn't they call the island to the stand?
Oh my God.
That part. They should have. The island should be getting death penalty
Right,
at
right.
this point.
So look, I found the Ricos. You tell me who's the Ricos.
Oh Jesus.
8 Ball and MJG.
What the fuck
Who
is
was that?
That was one of the groups that y'all don't know who 8 Ball and MJG is? They're Memphis legends, rap legends. Okay, anyway.
Wait, how they Memphis legends, but you calling them part of the Rico?
I
Like
don't,
which one?
no, I'm asking y'all who was the Ricos. I'm just reading off all the bad boy artists.
Got you.
112.
112 is legendary.
Derek Angeletti.
I don't know who that is.
The Band.
The band was terrible.
Black Rob.
Black Rob was decent.
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow was decent.
Boys in the Hood.
I don't know who that is.
Carlos Brody.
I don't know who that is.
Little
Who are these
C's.
people?
I don't know who. Oh, Lil C's. Look like Lil C's. The bitch.
Cameron
Weezer.
wrote all his rhymes.
All right, cool.
King Combs.
King Combs. Who's that? One of
Diddy
his sons?
son.
I'm
Sean
about to say, that
Combs.
sound like nepotism. King Combs. Yes. Okay.
Danity Kane.
Danity Kane was amazing. They not part of
Yes.
the Rico.
Day
No.
26.
Day 26 was decent.
Sherry
Decent.
Dennis.
Sherry Dennis. Is that Hold Me, Baby?
Mhm.
Love Me? But she didn't do that with Bad Boy, right? She didn't do that song with Bad Boy.
I don't know.
I don't think
Anyways, keep going.
Dirty Money.
Dirty Money was ahead of their time. Diddy Dirty Money with
Mhm.
Diddy
Yeah.
and
I only
Dawn.
like that song with Chris Brown.
Nah, that album's a classic.
Dream. That was when he was doing boy bands.
I got
Remember
a
that
milk
all
in the
white pop girl?
club.
He loves me. He
Oh,
loves me now.
I was thinking of The Dream, not Dream.
no, not The Dream.
Dream. Yeah, they were okay. Yeah.
Elephant Man.
The reggae star?
Yeah.
He was on Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm. Tell you, hey,
Hello.
listen. Rico, Pundit,
Ponderiz.
Faith Evans,
Faith Evans is legend.
Fuzz Bubble,
I don't know who that is.
I'm done.
G
Leave me
Dep.
G Det was average. Okay.
First of all, this how you know Diddy is a terrible man.
The
G Dep
names.
literally got away with murder and confessed to get out of Bad Boy. Nobody knew he murdered anybody. Anyway, Gorilla Zoe.
Who?
Yeah, see? Kalina Harper.
You're still going?
She was part of Diddy Dirty Money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she was the other girl.
Donnie Klang.
He was in that the season with Day 26 and Danity Kane. So he was the solo.
Loon.
Loon was okay. He had a good
Los.
feature on that Tony Braxton album. I remember him.
Los, he's a rapper.
I don't know who that is.
The Locks.
The Locks are iconic. Shout out to
Machine Gun
Jadakiss.
Kelly.
Why? Why would you sign Machine Gun Kelly?
Craig Mack.
Craig Mack, legend, rest in peace.
Mace.
Mace, legend.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe, she's decent.
New Edition.
New Edition was only signed for like 5 seconds, but yeah. They were like,
that doesn't even count.
He gave him a big bonus too. So
the New Edition, he wanted to control their image and stuff. They was like, nah, we New Edition.
And they only did one album. The Notorious B.I.G.
Of course.
Of course. Aubrey O'Day.
As a solo artist?
Mm-hmm.
She was signed to Bad
Really?
Boy? Oh, okay.
Red Cafe.
I don't know who that is.
Shine.
Respect the legend of Belize.
You mean
Okay.
Barack Obama?
The
Carl
Barack
Thomas.
Obama Belize. Who's Carl Thomas?
Carl Thomas. I wish I never
Carl. I thought you
Carl.
said Curl.
No, Carl.
Yes,
I
Carl
thought he
Thomas.
said that too.
No
Jay.
personality, but he could sing.
Total.
Can't sing,
Okay.
but had great bops.
Cassie Ventura.
Can't sing, but she was sleeping with the boss.
You gonna like this? Mario Winans.
Of course, Mario Winans has a classic. He could perform that song forever.
Is he a Winans?
Yeah, he's a Winans through Vicky Winans. So he through Marriage.
I thought they tried to like play off of that, but he really wasn't. I never knew.
Yeah, he's a
if
Winans.
it was true.
He's-
Okay,
yeah, he's a
and
real
Young
Winans.
Jock.
Decent.
Is he
Oh, yeah.
decent?
Young Jock.
Rico.
He's a Rico. He's a Rico. A Fuzzball or whoever you read. That's the Rico chart.
Fuzzbubble. You don't know about Fuzzbubble? The disrespect to
I don't know
Fuzzbubble,
what the
yo.
hell a Fuzzbubble is. Get out of here with that.
That was when he was doing rap rock, I think. And that was one of them.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Not rap.
Anyways.
Jesus.
All
We're
right.
trying to hold out, y'all. I don't know what these people are doing.
They have to
Well-
present their case, so the
Oh.
defense is going to say the same thing
Oh.
that they said
It
originally.
ain't like they about to
He's a
announce
threat.
the next president, so I don't think we're gonna do a marathon.
USA Today asks, will Combs have to forfeit his mansions and jets?
No.
No, he can't go anywhere. Like, if he tried, he would fuck everything up. So I don't think he would be that stupid.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere and risk his freedom at this stage.
I mean, he came back to turn himself in, which I don't know what that was about, but you know.
No, but I'm saying, like, if he had been found guilty of RICO and sex trafficking and could be sentenced to life, then yeah, I could
Right.
understand.
Right.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario? 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, give him 10 years. Let him get out when he's 65.
Not gonna happen.
That commissary gonna be lit.
Not gonna happen.
I mean, Robert.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. He's not gonna get 10 years.
What if he
I'll
does?
be shocked if he gets 5. If he gets 10 years,
I hope he gets 10 years.
if he gets 10 years, I would be like, wow. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do something right here. Okay, all right. He's not gonna get the max.
Well, if it was Judge Rant Room, he would get the chair.
Not
We
the
know.
chair, not the chair, but you'd feel it. You'd feel the sentence. Like 5 years, you could do that standing on your head. Like, how's J-Lo not on list? She's not a bad boy
She's
artist.
not a bad boy artist.
She was Columbia. She was signed to Tommy Mottola.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's
like,
a
if you think
racist.
about it,
He's a
I don't think.
devil.
Yeah, I don't think that he's gonna. No. They're not giving his ass.
One day you're gonna be wrong, and when I'm there, it's gonna be lovely when you're wrong.
Jesus.
I'm a weird on the shirt. Ink was wrong on this date. Right across my chest.
I'll
I
get the
can't
I'll
wait.
get the shirt made for you.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm not saying I won't be wrong. I mean, they could sentence him to any time, but he's not getting the.
But
max.
you didn't do what the lawyer did. But you're standing on it. You made a decision. The lawyer said, he can be free or he can get 10 years. Well, thank you. That's why we invited you on the show, to give us both options, asshole.
Yeah, no, I think that
All right, here we go, AJ.
What?
Take a screenshot.
If he gets 10 years, I'll spend $2,000 at the rap room. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Control all 3. There we go.
Okay,
Boom.
oh,
boom.
we heard it.
All right, Myron. Don't get lost.
Don't forget you said it. Oh, I
Right,
didn't mean it
right.
like that. I
All of a
meant
sudden,
he
all
had
of
to
a
get
sudden,
10
he not
years
appearing in
each.
the lives, not responding to text messages no more. All of a
No,
sudden,
it'll
you just
be
vanished.
no, it'll be 10 years each. I said I didn't say 10 years consecutive, like each, not concurrent.
Trying to
I was
remix it.
total of 20 years, just
Do y'all think going forward this is going to change the
Oh,
way?
wait. We got a
Uh-oh.
matter fact. We got a matter fact. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Y'all can hear the click?
Yeah.
yes.
Doo-doo. Sound like shit dropping in the toilet. Listen,
Really?
do y'all think that this is going to change the way people like Puffy and them I guess I could say conduct themselves? Like more middlemen, more people, more buffers,
No.
more cameras.
Listen, Diddy, they only went after him because somebody said to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it.
Wasn't it the
Somebody
Cassie?
got mad, and that's how we got here.
Wasn't it the Cassie video?
Yeah, there was something. There was a reason why they felt like they needed to go after him.
Somebody said it was because he started getting too big. He didn't he try to sue like a liquor company or something?
Oh, Ciroc.
Ciroc?
They did
Yeah.
say that. Yeah, that he was doing too much, but
Yeah, you
let's
thought he
be
was
honest,
untouchable.
people. Let's be honest, people. They went after him because somebody said to do so.
Right.
They need to get Oprah. And, you know what? Let me shut up.
The next Diddy party, people gonna ask who all gonna be there.
Okay.
Oh
Right?
shit! That's a good one. Protest. Yo, you wild. That's my man from X. Yo, you wild. Yeah, they gonna treat it just like a barbecue. Hey, I'm going to a Diddy party. Who gonna be there?
Okay.
Who made the potato salad? Who made this? I'm good. I don't want no drinks. I bought my own drink.
Oh,
If he's smart, he
God.
won't have another party.
Oh, you know he gonna have a coming home party. If Pookie, who did 40 years with no money, can get a party, best believe Diddy gonna get a party.
His mother gonna throw the party.
You know she is.
She's evil.
I already know the guest list. It's gonna be LeBron.
Ain't nothing like a Diddy party.
I'm surprised nobody has asked him about that.
They're
Like,
told not to. They're
what did you
told
mean by-
that's literally on the list of questions you can't ask LeBron.
I'll be like, okay,
Again,
and then ask it.
here we are. The people that was at the Diddy parties.
Mm-hmm. Quiet.
And who they are. And then you guys wonder why he was found not guilty on racketeering and sex trafficking.
I would ask Bishop T.D. Jakes, what advice did you give him while he was going through all this?
God. It was so bad. He stepped down.
Potter
That
house.
part.
Put my daughter in charge.
Legacy.
And he had a stroke, allegedly.
Ain't no damn stroke. That was all theatrical.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We did get a Kanye cameo at the trial. Kanye popped in one day. He couldn't get into the main courtroom and he left like 20 minutes later.
Didn't Kanye say Hitler had a point? So why are we even listening?
First of all,
Here we go.
not too much. Not
Here
too
we
much.
go.
I mean, well,
Not too much.
me and Kanye, you know what? I ain't even gonna say that. I'm trying to get a job. No, you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I was gonna say, what we said
Yeah,
offline.
Yeah. You Dr. Blue now. You can't be talking reckless. You ain't regular Blue no more.
I don't need these clips pulled up when I run for senator.
Just start changing your name. Just start changing your name. Just
Running for
become.
senator. You think this will be the worst thing? You better go in your archive.
Okay.
You might want to just start new accounts from scratch.
Okay. Listen, you might want to just change your name to Goobly Gobbly Boo. Delete everything.
Is that with 3
Everything.
G's or one?
Everything.
Everything. And start from scratch, because trust me when I tell you there's some
Oh,
trifecta
man.
moments we would have to scrub from the internet.
Ooh, baby. I don't know what that podcast was. I was never there. I was AI.
I was medicated at the time.
I'd be like, what are you talking about? That wasn't me. That was MOD.
Well, they think me and Glenn look alike anyway, so.
Oh, Jesus. Not Glenn.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Not Teflon Sean.
So are you testifying that? Yep, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Teflon Sean in the house.
Penitentiary Combs.
Jesus.
And you know what the worst part is? You have that kind of money, don't even phase you.
It
Nope.
don't. He literally about to go home to 700 milli net worth. Like, he good.
And he's not going to stop making money. He's going to keep making money. He's still going to be flying private. He's still going to be going to his mansions. He's still going to be traveling. None of this matters.
And he's still gonna get the baddest women in the industry and outside the industry. You think they care about? They don't care about none of this. They gonna do a contract. Well, I get 800,000 per slap.
Oh my God.
Per cuck.
Not per slap.
Leave me alone.
Not per cuck.
Leave me alone.
3 black eyes is a $500,000. Like, I'm telling you, like these contracts about to be clad.
You know what's even wilder?
Yes.
Where's all these escort people that she brought in? Like, why didn't they bring those people?
Because they work for powerful people. Remember the
but I'm just
Hollywood madam?
saying. Yes, but that's what I'm talking about. These are the people we should have heard from.
Right.
But no. Instead, we heard nothing, and we got you paid an escort. It's so annoying. Like, I get agitated. That's how annoying it is. It's like
You paid an escort.
you paid an escort,
Okay.
and I care why. Why do I care that you did that?
People
So
pay
what?
escorts all the time. What
You
are
know
we
what he
talking
should have
about?
done? You know what? Diddy smart. He should go to Vegas and just open up one of those bunny ranch things.
A brothel.
Yeah,
Hey,
perfectly legal.
call it baby oil.
Whatever you want. Holmes oil.
Remember they found Lamar? He had a medical emergency at the Bunny Ranch.
Medical emergency.
That part.
Motherfucker overdosed.
If you gonna overdose after you bust, not before. You done spent all that money and now you can't eat.
Last moments on earth, you leaving with your balls full? Come on now.
I'm done. You know what? It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Yes,
So
thank you, barista.
yes, thank you, barista. You know,
Y'all have fun busting your balls.
Hey,
I don't know nothing about none of that.
be thankful you don't.
Apparently you do.
Although if I did,
Oh boy.
No,
please.
if you did, you'll be in Diddy's place.
Right.
She put them on my forehead.
first of all,
I was
would
typing
not.
at the computer and she just showed up and just slapped me across the face.
Okay, speaking of that, did you guys see the video of the guy running and his junk was falling out the bottom of his shorts?
Yes, in the race. Yes.
That would be me.
Yeah. And that was the worst moment to have a malfunction, bro.
That would be me.
Jesus. I was like, and still won
Running
the
and
race,
everything's falling out.
and I won the race.
It became a 3-legged race.
Yep. Now
That
you
would
know
be
I'm
me.
packing and I'm a champion. Hey,
With
yeah.
gravel
be me.
burn.
That would be me. I would be that guy. All my
Not
junk
just
falling out the bottom.
helicoptering
He's
around the
trying to
damn.
get it. He's
He
trying
was
to put it back in, and he's still in. How you still won the race? That distracted.
Wait,
That's
he was
black
trying to
magic,
grab his
baby.
shorts
Yep.
and pull it down and jump over the hurdle, and I was just like, "Oh my!" I was like, "It's a lot going on." Then when he
Jesus.
gets over, he falls and tumbles, and it's like,
Ah! Bam.
"Let me stop." Anyways, how much longer are you gonna be here, AJ?
I'm leaving now because we still
Okay.
don't have they probably still yelling in the courtroom, and the prosecution got egg on their face, so they probably was a little late getting back from lunch. Who
While we
knows?
got everybody here,
Yes.
make sure you come see Black and Blue Lives tonight at 8 p.m.
Yep.
Yes.
It's Cops and Karens. So we got the funniest Karen clips trying to tell law enforcement what to do, and then we're also going to give a shout out to Officer Quarter, who, if you're saying who, you should be ashamed, and you
Right.
should know now why we go so hard on BLM and other organizations, stuff like that. It was a 32-year-old black police officer who was ambushed during a call for service, and he lost his life. So we're gonna give a shout out to him and shed some light on that. So just make sure you come through tonight, 8 p.m. Black and Blue Lives. We'll be here live.
Yep, no trifecta this week.
Yes, there's no trifecta hour.
Yeah,
this
you
week.
sound so broken up about
Yes,
it.
he sounds so frustrated.
I love that
It's
for
sad.
you.
Heartbroken. I'm gonna cry after
Devastated.
this
I
is
may
over.
never
I see the
recover.
confetti behind you.
Yeah,
The fireworks.
I know I should have turned my computer around so you could see the water. The water
Jesus.
is right here.
Awata is right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna sit in an office, you should make the view very nice.
Must be nice.
Office. I thought black women are entrepreneurs. You know?
Yeah.
I am.
Work-
I'm here getting my schedule in order for all of my
That's what I'm talking
Starbucks.
about.
All of
I'm
your
about to order.
ventures.
I'm trying to open another one. I'm in negotiations.
Okay.
Hey, all of your
So-
ventures.
Yeah, so you got to come in sometimes and sit down and talk to people.
Right quick before you leave. So what could the state say that would convince the judge to keep Diddy in jail? Like what could they say?
At
Like-
this stage,
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, if you think about it like this, right? They had a case in the beginning because he was a danger, witness tampering,
Mhm.
flight risk, because the charges were so high.
Right.
At this point, their entire case just imploded.
Jeez.
He's been found guilty of paying the escort. I'm just going to keep saying it. And what danger is he now?
None.
I mean, what are you going to bring those same witnesses back to say he should be in jail for 20 years? I mean, what are we doing?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
everyone's been exposed at this point, so he can't intimidate a witness. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't even know why they're arguing it. They should just let him go home and put an ankle monitor on him and let him go. There's so many things I could say because it's very frustrating that you're still trying to put up a face. You blew it on the
Jeez.
biggest scale, on the biggest floor. You're on the biggest in the biggest stadium there is. You're in the federal court. Okay, you've sold out Madison Square Garden, and
The night of the show, your voice goes out.
Kumbaya, my Lord.
That is like a nightmare. The day of the show, your voice goes. What the fuck? Of all days.
Or everyone's there to hear every hit, and you're singing the song that nobody knows.
Oh, like Lauryn Hill's Unplugged.
Yes.
Was she on time?
That shit was a nervous breakdown on record. I'm like, what is going on? Where are the songs? Where's X
You
Factor?
love me.
Okay.
It's that's not your song. Like, what Laura, are
Like
you all right?
literally, Square Garden sold out. Everybody's there. We got our outfits on. We looking fly. We like, yeah, we about to get it. And then you come out and you're singing the B side, and everybody's like, "What song is this?
I got other hits. Great. We don't want to hear those.
Okay.
This is a hit in Iran. We don't care what they listening to over there. We want
Right?
we want the hits.
Like we're all literally sitting in the concert, like ready to be hot, ready to be sweated. We brought our towels.
No
we
matter
ready.
how I'm not
We're
singing that.
layered. We're gonna start taking stuff off because we're layering because we know we're about to sweat through. And then you literally come out there and say, "Next to the city was a girl named Bob." And we're like, "Huh? What the fuck? Was this a song?" That's what we got. So no.
Per CNN, people are pouring baby oil on one another outside this courthouse.
Are you kidding?
You're
me?
lying.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send a video. Keep talking.
AJ, do you see what I'm talking about? What did
You
I
don't
just
take
say?
shit serious.
What did I just say was going to happen?
You don't take a damn thing
So
serious.
imagine being the judge and seeing how people don't care and people think that this was nonsense to begin with. You can't get this man 20 years. You can't get this man 10 years. For what? Paying the escort? I want to know how much they paid that judge.
Jesus. Oh, you think the judge got paid off?
The jury's going to write books. They're about to get paid to do interviews.
I don't think you think it's OJ big. It ain't OJ big because OJ made everybody rich. Everybody.
Oh, here come the video.
Uh-oh.
Dr.
Proper
Blue.
and etiquette that is happening inside of a courtroom. No, instead, I kid you not, people are pouring baby oil on one another outside this courthouse. Baby oil having a very big play in the freak-offs we heard about. You had people saying it's not Rico, it's Frico. You got applause coming when the mother of Sean Diddy Combs, Miss Janice, got out of the vehicle just a few moments ago, really, behind us and walked inside to elated cheers and her greeting the crowd. Every time the family, the children, the 6 adult children come in, 3 boys and 3 girls, they are met by cheers, and also at times throughout the course of trial, met by scathing and disrespectful comments as well, a lot of profanity. But
I told you.
Good. They should be. Hey,
I told you.
I'm the star.
We know. We know. Unlike some other people in your life, we do not struggle.
It's not Rico, it's Frico.
Rico.
Wow.
Just let him go home. Just let him go home.
One more time. What is it?
Frico.
Frico.
Just let him go home. Just let him go home. They getting cheered like they martyrs and like they've been railroaded by the system. Like,
but that's what people believe. This is why these cases are so serious. This is why they're detrimental to the system, because people think everything is a joke. And then when there's something serious like this, there's literally people who were harmed by these events. Like, we may not know their names, we may not know to the extent, but there were people harmed.
Jeez.
And they're laughing and putting baby oil on each other. And it's hot and humid.
And it's hot as shit. So what
it's hot and humid.
You know what I hope happens? I hope a pothole breathes fire to everybody that got baby oil on right now.
I can't.
I hope that their skin catches on fire and they get blisters. Like, what are we doing? Jeez. It's not funny. It's not a joke. And I get it. People are entitled to live whatever type of sex life they like, but there were people injured and people harmed, and God only knows how people were mentally and emotionally impacted by these events that took place and things that people were forced to do that we'll never know. And now it's a joke. Why? Because the prosecution fucked up. They would have been better off building literally building that case. If it took 5 years to do it, they should have done that and then grand slam convicted him. They should have just put some inside people. They should have just sent some people there, some undercovers, get some people to turn on them, tell the truth. Nope. Instead, you got a whole bunch of silent people because, I don't know, Governor Newsom was there. Who knows?
Baby.
So now we'll wait. He should go home. I don't think they have the right to keep him at this point.
Yeah, he'll probably walk.
I don't even know what would be the point of keeping him locked up till sentencing. He didn't kill anybody, so what's the point?
You know what the best part of this is? If there was a shining light in all of this, the court artists, no more.
Why? What's wrong with the sketch artist?
Get your ass. Like, did you go to Bubba's Truck School of
No, she's a veteran. She's been doing court sketches since I think the 80s. She's been in.
Well, she drew him like he was in the 80s.
You know,
nigga had a long, legated chin.
And everybody, this is Prince's complaint throughout this whole trial is
that is true.
How Diddy was perceived on paper.
The sketch artist. Okay.
I think they made it kind of cartoonish.
All the things that went wrong here. Yes. How he was drawn. That's the problem.
Prince's complaint. That's the problem. Get rid of the court sketch artist.
At least I'm being honest. It ain't about the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th Amendment. It's about having a job as a sketch artist and doing it well.
Let this be a lesson to these states prosecutors, stop going after people because they're high profile.
Mm-hmm.
Go after the people because you really have the evidence to convict them. Stop wasting the money of the taxpayers. Stop wasting people's time. Stop letting people believe that there'll be some form of justice. Convicted of paying an escort. Let that sink in.
I think that
all
has
that time,
shirt potential.
all that time, all that money, Cassie having to embarrass herself to expose these private, intimate things that went on in her life that we would have never known.
Right.
Now, the public got to pass judgment on this woman, on her husband, and how he was conducting himself and behaving, but what he was and wasn't doing, and da 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 da. And she loved it, and she like, right?
Mm-hmm.
For what? The part that pertained to her, not guilty. Sex trafficking, not guilty. RICO, not guilty. So then why did we subject her to it?
Right.
Why did we even subject her to it?
Jeez.
So that's my biggest complaint about the entire situation, is that if you're not going to be legit about it, if you're not going to be real about it, then don't subject people to bullshit, because what they did to her and the questioning that she had to endure and the exposure that she put herself in, for what? When you knew there was no case, and you knew that he wasn't being charged with beating her, you knew he wasn't being charged with abuse to women, you knew he wasn't. So why did we need her? Why did we need her testimony? When you already knew what the text messages said, you already knew the evidence, you already knew how that was going to play out. Why did you subject her to that? Now it's all public record. Now people get to speculate, assume. Why? This woman is married, having babies. Leave her alone.
Jeez.
So at this point, I don't care. I don't care. 5 years, 1 year, 3 year. What does it really matter? He's not embarrassed. His life is not impacted.
Nope.
Yeah, he just confirmed what everybody was saying all along. You know, he's a freak.
He's a freak.
Any day of the week.
When P. Diddy wants to party, you gotta tell him no.
So yeah, it's bullshit, but whatever. I mean, like I said, it ain't got shit to do with us, right? Like,
facts.
I knew, I said it. That's why I said, let's just wait for it to play out. Let's not talk about it. Let's just see what happens. And look, I was right. The case was weak. They knew it was weak. There was no case. And here we are talking about paying an escort. Guilty. Mann Act. You're paying an escort, took her across
the
state.
Mann Act is funny, man.
Jesus.
Guilty. Mann Act.
For hiring a prostitute.
Escort, took her across state line. Why is that even a crime?
The Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act.
What? Oh, that's my lesson for the day.
Is that serious?
Is a U.S. federal law that criminalizes the interstate or foreign transportation of individuals for the purpose of prostitution, debauchery, or other immoral purposes, according to the Legal Information Institute and the Department of Justice.gov.
Okay, so that is why I said that he should have been found not guilty on all charges. The Mann Act is sex trafficking.
Initially focused on preventing the trafficking of women for sexual exploitation, it has been amended to protect minors and address broader issues of sexual exploitation.
See? How do you find him guilty on those 2 counts, but not sex trafficking and not RICO? So how did he do that if he wasn't sex trafficking? You see? So all of those were encompassed under the RICO. So if you have RICO, you have X, Y, and Z.
Jeez.
That's why if they found him guilty of the RICO charge, he was done, because they would find him guilty of everything encompassed underneath. This is how dumb jurors are. How do you find him guilty of that, but not?
You was more than my girl. We was like brothers.
Oh, yeah, that was the worst lyric.
The lyric didn't bother me till all the stuff came out.
No, the lyric always bothered me.
And then it just hit different.
Well, shouldn't hit any different now.
Pause.
That part.
All right. Any final words before we wrap up here?
I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
My final words is convicted of paying an escort.
Jesus.
That's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead, Prince.
Just to piss AJ off, Maxwell had some questionable lyrics too.